Hey guys, so today I'm going to pull some maintenance on the Woodmizer. I want to change the motor oil and the air filter on it. You can see we got some nice sun, although it's kind of cloudy. We had snow again last night. You know, I never can figure out why is it that wherever I want to walk, the leaves pile up the most. At the doors of the house, the garage, and now even this. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to change the air cleaner, drain out the oil, and change the oil filter here. I think it's a 1348. I just want to make sure I have the right one. So we'll do that so that this thing is set up for the next time I'm going to use it, which at the moment I have no logs and I got to get some. So I ordered logs and I don't know where they are. So I'm going to have to talk to somebody else, I suppose. Anyway, let me get on with the maintenance. I'll zoom in here a little bit. You can see this hose right here sticking down. It has a fitting on the end for the oil. So all I got to do is drain the oil out of that. That's nice. It's kind of handy. Can hold the container there or put the sawmill somewhere where you have to be able to drain the oil out. But anyway, I'm going to start on that first. I'm not sure of how many quarts of oil this thing takes. I don't think it's many, but I brought 3 out. I have a lot more in there, so I'm not worried about it. But I do want to get this oil drain out of here. I'm going to need another wrench. Be right back. Okay, I had to get another adjustable wrench. Should have a little board on here to hold this thing flat, because it's not really flat where the pan is. Okay. I don't know what you're seeing there yet. Okay, so I'm going to take this cap off of here and the oil will start coming out. Now it's kind of cold today, so it's a little bit on the thick side. But what I have there is the tray or the pan to catch the oil, so that can stay sitting there. That'll be good for a while. I think because of the wind I'll put it over that way a little bit. And I want to wipe around the oil filter so I can get that off cleanly. Bought a new jacket today, Carhartt jacket. Now, I'm not exactly crazy over Carhartt because their prices are a little ridiculous. Let me bring this down a little lower. But I got the jacket on sale It was normally $129, and I paid $86, I believe, for it. Now I bought a 2X. It's actually big for me, but with the jackets that I like to wear, my plaited shirts or whatever you want to call them, I kind of need something big and bulky that's going to fit over top of these things I'm wearing. The temperature today isn't real bad, but it's not exactly hot out. It's around 30, probably 35. Things are melting, but very, very slowly. Okay, so I'll show you here. We got the oil filter off. You can see it right here. The filter's off, and I'm going to put the new one on. Now, usually what I do with this is I just put a little bit of oil on the top here. I can take it right out of the pan just to keep it so that it's slippery a little bit and slides to seal. But you don't have to put a lot of tension on these or anything. The number on this filter is 1348. Now that's a gold filter from NASA. Okay, so the filter's changed there. I still gotta wait for the oil to stop coming out of the engine. Now that'll probably take a while, and that's okay. Whatever it needs. Just gonna pull the dipstick up a little so it helps to get some air in there, and also open up the knob for the fill for the motor oil. And that'll help to drain that out a little bit. You can see I had the head pretty high, and there's some motor oil splashed over here, so you got to kind of keep it low so it doesn't fly all over the place, especially when you have a windy area like I have today. Okay, so then the next thing I want to do is prop you up here. The next thing I want to do is to check this filter. Now if the filter's real bad, I'm going to change it, but if it can be blowed out, then I'm not going to change it. I'll tell you what I should have done was start the motor up and let it warm up a little bit, and then it would have drained a little easier. Now there's a filter, like a little sponge thing on the outside of the actual filter. So the filter's not really bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this filter over and blow it out with some air. If you use like 15 pounds of air or so, you can get it pretty clean. You can see where the spongy part is the dirtiest. The filter itself isn't that bad. I had just changed this at the end of spring, I believe it was. So let me get that taken care of. I'll be back to you. Okay, so I took that sponge there, this sponge here, off, blew out everything and blew the sponge out. It wasn't very dirty, so I'm going to use it again. And that takes care of the air filter, and the motor oil will be okay here once we get it filled back up. You know, they have do not overfill on the stem. It would have been nice if they would have put on there just a little, like 1 gallon, 2 quarts or something to tell you what it actually needs. It's not hard to figure out. I'll just, you know, judge by what I took out of it. Looks like it might be 2 or 3 quarts, so I'll go from there. And we're still getting motor oil. Again, I should have started and warmed it up before I drained the oil, but I didn't. So this is what we have here. Okay, so if you look here, you can see it's just dripping. So I can put the cap back on there now, tighten that up, and go ahead and put the motor oil in. You don't have to make this real tight, but you know, you got to realize there's a lot of vibrations and this thing is kind of swinging in the breeze, so you want it tight enough to hold. And then just looking at that, I would say it's somewhere between 2 and 3 quarts probably. So I'm putting in there this 10, I don't know if you can see it there, 10W30 from Napa. My hands are getting pretty cold already. I don't know if you guys can see that, yeah. That's 1 quart. That's 2 quarts. Normally what I do is I dump the old oil into the container so I actually know how much was in there. Let me just check and see what I got here. And according to this, it's already full with 2 quarts. It's a lot less than I thought it was. Yeah, it's over full a little bit. So I'm going to put the cap on there and I'm going to start this. Let it run a little bit to see if there's any leaking anywhere, especially by the filter. Pretty cold. gonna let it run about a minute or so, make sure there's nothing leaking, and then I'll check it. This is a 19 horsepower Kohler. I like this motor. It runs really good. It has just enough power to handle the biggest log you could put on here. Okay, we're going to check the oil again. Okay, we're right at full, so 2 quarts does it. I'm just going to let this run. You can see that the drain's not leaking, and also the oil filter here, there's no leaks around that. So we're looking pretty good here. Yeah. So that's how you change the oil on the Kohler 19 horsepower on the LT15. Like I say, this was a good motor. It runs good. I have no complaints about it at all. I'm just going to keep using it. Very good. I'm going to brush this thing off. Not today. It's too cold out here. Probably in 2 or 3 days, it's supposed to be up to 59. So I'm going to come out and brush this off good then. So 2 quarts fills it. We should be in good shape. Have a good one, guys. I'm letting it run just to get the battery charged good. A little bit of oil on there. It's not going to really hurt anything, but I like it to be clean. Very good sawmill. I can't complain about this thing at all. 3 years I've had it. No problems with it other than me hitting nails on some trees in the beginning. And then the belt on it is, some of the rubber came off of the belt that runs the wheels. But I have a new belt, but the old one still works good, so I'm just going to use it until I need another one. Very happy with this though.